Welcome guys to another airdrops video. Today I have identified 4 perpetual airdrops that could potentially be very nice to farm. So I want to show them to you. Again, this is very early research. I have yet started farming all of them, but I'm looking heavily into them because I think there could potentially be very good opportunities. So if you go on the link down below in the description that says airdrops hazelversel.app, you're going to find my website with all of the perpetual airdrops that I'm farming or I'm looking at. So you can find website to visit them, or you can find a tutorial that I have created for these perpetuals. Also, you can find the points calculator for some of them, and I will look to also increase the calculators to even more perpetuals. So the ones I want to talk about today are also on the airdrop Excel guide on your screen right now. And the first one is Bullpen. So Bullpen for me is very interesting because Ansem is behind it and it looks a lot like Based. Do you know Based? It's a application, an interface that builds on top of Hyperliquid. So all of the volume you do on Based also counts for Hyperliquid, and you can get 2-in-1 airdrops. But the important thing about Bullpen is that it is a small version of Based, but it's also backed by Ansem. And they got trading competitions and a lot of other competitions, which I find really interesting. And it has support from a lot of different Hyperliquid partners, but also Hyperliquid projects. And you could really get started farming it without a lot of competition right now, for the very simple reason that the volumes that have been done on the platform right now are not huge. But the greatest thing is that every volume you do counts also for Hyperliquid volume. So you can see here the total volume is below 250 million, but the platform is fully functional as an interface on top of Hyperliquid. There are a lot of pairs, just like the ones available on Hyperliquid. You also have Spot, Perps, AI, DeFi, Layer 1, Layer 2. Also, they have a Solana terminal for trading Solana memes and Solana tokens. So if you're also into Solana, you can try that as well. So I think Bullpen is a very interesting platform to farm. I have not yet started farming it, even though I really want to do so because it seems like a nice 2-in-1 play, just like Based. So I'm looking heavily into Hyperliquid because first of all, the volume of Hyperliquid has gone down in the past few days. However, their revenue is up and they're growing a lot as a token and as a platform, and I expect them to do an airdrop before 2026, which is going to be absolutely huge. So I think Hyperliquid is going to be taking over the market again at the end of the year, and there are going to be so many eyes on it, and there's so many amazing teams building on it. And you know, Bullpen right now runs a point system. I think this is super interesting, and the only thing you have to do is to trade Solana or Hyperliquid perpetuals and Spot, and you get points for trading. I think because it has Ansem on the back end, it's going to grow a lot. So give it a check, give it a try. I have left the link for Bullpen over here so you can join. And I also have a points calculator which I found online. I passed over to the site here. So it seems like this could be a 500 million FDV platform at current valuations and trading. So you can also check your points after a week of farming. I'm going to start farming it probably today, so I can give you an update on the Hyperliquid perpetuals. So that's the first platform. The second platform, the other one is Ostium. So Ostium has been doing a very stable amount of volume. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. It's about 100 million per day. And I really like this because it's under-farmed. It has like 4 months running campaign, maybe a little more, like May to... Okay, so about 5 months, okay? And they're not over-farmed. You could literally make an impact on it. And they also got a vault where you can deposit. They also got the typical point system where you can see your points. And, you know, you can trade, stake, liquidity provision, refer people, and you get points. This is week 29th, and every Sunday you get points. So that's interesting. I will also look into it in the points conversion. I'm just making this video to show you some early results and some early platforms because I don't have a lot of time to do the research. So I just wanted to make this video to give you an update on what goes around. And also this has stocks, indices, and Forex. And also commodities. Okay, this is very interesting. Like the perpetual is not the most beautiful one, but I find it really interesting that you can trade all of these different things. And of course, you can just do a passive deposit on their vault. So you don't have to do anything else. You have your passive deposit and you earn points. So for whales that just want to provide liquidity, this is very, very interesting. And their TVL is not huge, 36 million. So you could potentially get a lot of points out of this. I find this super interesting, in all honesty. So the last one that I have covered on a video is Reya. Again, all of the links for Ostium, Vest, all that stuff, the points calculations, Bullpen are inside this guide, okay? Are inside this guide, so you don't have to search anywhere. And the last one is Reya. So I have started doing trades on Reya, nothing super big, not very big position values because right now the market is completely fucked. But I'm looking more into Reya. I like the platform, it's very useful, it's very, very fast to use. They also have some pre-markets, which Linea is no longer a pre-market, but I really don't know. And I kind of like it, it's good. It's a solid perpetual. They have been growing a lot recently, sustainably as well. So yeah, this could potentially be one of the next big platforms, one of the big next main platforms. And what specifically I like about Reya is that if you see on the rewards, the more volume you do, which I think is on boosts, the more volume you do, the less fees you pay. So you want to grow your ranking to come over at this point, tier 2, tier 1. So you get a boost on your points, but you also reduce your fees by just a little bit. So I think that's the best place to be. Also, whales cannot dilute you by over farming because you can see here that these tiers have 0 boost and they pay their fees, which is nice to see. So if you're a retail person, you can get a 20% boost by doing about over $100,000 per 17 days, which is easy to do, doesn't require a lot of capital, and less than 10 million. So that's also very interesting. Also, you can just provide liquidity on their pool. The APY is not insane, and I would really avoid that in general, because if you see their boosts, not boosts actually, the points, you can see here that, you know, the pool doesn't give a lot of points to most people. Like some of them are probably whales that don't do trading and they don't get a lot of points. So you want to avoid that. You want to go with trading. That's where the most points are. That's where you will be earning most of your money with Reya. So potentially add that to the list because it's very, very interesting and could have a tremendous value moving forwards if they can, you know, they can continue growing just like they do. They have been growing so much in September. And the interesting thing about all of these platforms that have been growing lately is that they had a lot of competition, but they still grew a lot and they continue to grow as well. They have not stopped. Like Pacifica grew a lot. Paradex grew a lot, Extended grew a lot, like all of them grew so much, even though ASTER was doing 20 billion a day, Lighter doing 7 billion a day, Hyperliquid another 5 to 10 billion a day, Ajax, I love Ajax, but yeah, you can see here that the competition is very, very deep, and you can see that the big ones starts to go down, but you see other platforms that were farming, keeping up with them, which is very, very interesting. So this was the 4 new airdrops that I'm looking at. I'm yet not very deep into their valuation, but I just want to, you know, give you this info. Maybe some of you know something about them, but I'm going to be researching them and I will be coming back with updated videos very, very soon to give you the exact, ranking of them and profitability guide, whether you should farm them hard, where you should give them, precedence and more importance or not. So that's what's coming next. Stay around, stay tuned, because I think it's going to be a tremendously important update, as we have already excluded ASTER, we have excluded Paradex, Avantis and Apex as good airdrops, and we're focusing on others. Maybe these additions could make, our farming a game changer.